Welcome to VoxAfrica News, your source for in-depth African perspectives on the most pressing issues of our time. If this report matters to you, please like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking updates. And remember to leave your views respectfully in the comments so we can keep the conversation constructive. On Saturday, August 9, 2025, Burkina Faso's armed forces, under the leadership and strategic vision of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, launched a decisive operation in Kantchari, eastern Burkina Faso. Backed by aerial support, elite units intercepted and neutralized approximately 100 armed fighters reportedly preparing to attack the locality. According to the Agence d'Information du Burkina, this was a preemptive strike based on precise intelligence, a move that spared the community from a potentially devastating assault. For residents, the question now is not whether the operation was successful, but how such actions under Traoré's command are steadily reshaping their sense of safety and stability. This was not an isolated military maneuver, but a demonstration of a broader security doctrine. The use of rapid intervention brigades working in tandem with air power illustrates an increasingly sophisticated approach to combating insurgency, one that disrupts militant formations before they can inflict harm. Under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso has moved from a reactive defense to proactive interdiction, projecting strength in regions long plagued by instability. This raises an important point for the continent. Does this signify a model for African-led, intelligence-driven security capable of outpacing extremist threats without foreign dependency? The timing of this victory is critical. In recent weeks, insurgent groups have escalated attacks, including a deadly raid on a military base in Dargo. That assault, which claimed the lives of several soldiers, underscored the resilience of armed networks in the Sahel. Yet, the Kantchari operation sends a clear counter-message that under strong and united African leadership, such threats can be met with swift, decisive, and effective action.
We have some major breaking news coming from Burkina Faso. The Burkina Faso army has unalived 100 terrorists. Yes, you heard it right, 100 terrorists. According to local media, on Saturday in Kantchari, men of the 24th Brigade detected the presence of a large group of terrorists in the north of their position. Rapid and perfect coordinated maneuver with friendly air vectors made it possible to destroy the enemy position, unaliving more than 100 fighters and forcing the survivors to flee, abandoning a large stockpiles of weapons of their calibers. So these men were in the eastern part of Burkina Faso, but north to the position where the 24th Brigade were. And they detected that these people who wanted to unalive the civilians were planning to attack the Burkina Faso bases. And let me tell you, they neutralized 100 of them. So the Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré has started his revenge after these people unalived 50 soldiers and destroyed their camp.
The key question is whether repeated victories of this nature can shift the balance of power permanently in favor of national stability and sovereignty. Since taking office in September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has redefined Burkina Faso's national security posture. His administration has made it clear that defending the nation's sovereignty, free from neocolonial influence and foreign manipulation, is non-negotiable. Through both military reform and regional diplomacy, Traoré has sought to build alliances based on mutual respect rather than subservience, a shift that resonates with many across the African continent who view external interference as a driver of instability rather than a solution. Could this be the moment when African states begin to set their own terms for security partnerships? While critics raise concerns over the human cost of counterinsurgency, supporters of the government argue that strong action is necessary to protect communities from an enemy that thrives on chaos and fear. Under Traoré, operations are being shaped by better intelligence, increased coordination, and a clear political will to reclaim national territory. The message is unmistakable. Burkina Faso will not be a battleground for foreign agendas, but a sovereign state charting its own future. This determination is increasingly seen as part of a wider African awakening against the remnants of imperialism. Of course, victory on the battlefield must translate into victory in daily life. That means restoring displaced communities, rebuilding infrastructure, and delivering essential services in liberated areas. Captain Traoré's challenge and opportunity is to pair military strength with governance that restores faith in the state. For Africa, this is a reminder that security and development must advance together to break the cycle of violence. Will the combination of decisive military action and nation building under African leadership set a precedent for others to follow? The regional dimension is equally vital. Burkina Faso's fight against terrorism is inseparable from the struggles of its neighbors Mali and Niger, with whom it now coordinates more closely. This regional solidarity, forged outside traditional foreign-dominated frameworks, represents a potential shift in how African nations handle cross-border security. Could such alliances, driven by shared experience and mutual respect, finally replace the dependency on distant powers with local, African-led solutions? For citizens of Burkina Faso and Africa at large, the Kantchari operation is more than a military success. It is a symbol of what is possible when leadership, strategy, and national pride align. In an era where foreign narratives often frame Africa as dependent and incapable, this is a story of self-determination, resilience, and the will to secure a future free from exploitation. The broader question now is whether African nations will build on these examples to form a united front against the twin threats of extremism and neocolonial influence. In conclusion, the events of August 9th are not merely another entry in the timeline of the Sahel conflict. They are part of a growing assertion that Africa's security, governance, and destiny will be determined by Africans themselves. For Burkina Faso under Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the victory in Kantchari is a proof of capacity, a reminder that with strong leadership, intelligence-driven strategy, and unwavering commitment to sovereignty, Africa can and will defend its own future. If you value this analysis, support VoxAfrica News by becoming a channel member or using the Super Thanks feature. These contributions keep African-centered journalism alive. Most importantly, add your respectful perspective in the comments below. How should African nations build on this momentum to secure both freedom and peace for generations to come? Disclaimer: this analysis is based on verified public reports and official statements available at the time of publication. Developments may evolve rapidly. VoxAfrica News does not assume responsibility for actions taken solely on the basis of this report.